Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Susan at Windmill Ridge Budgets and More, and I'd love to welcome y'all to the herd this afternoon. I have been wanting to do some Canva tutorials of late, and several of y'all said that you would really like to see some Canva tutorials on maybe how to make your own challenges or how to do some scratch-off challenges. Maybe you want to start your own shop and you just weren't sure how to get started with Canva. It can be pretty overwhelming at first, and so I thought I would just give y'all a little step-by-step how to just pick some things. And I know there's a lot of stuff in there about your colors that you want for your brand and your fonts you want for your brand, and it's daunting and overwhelming. But just let me tell you, do not worry about that. You can change those along the way. I have not put in a brand package in there yet, and I've been working with this for over a year. What I will say is I have invested in the Canva Pro membership, subscription, whatever you want to call it, and it has been very beneficial because there's all kinds of things in it you don't normally get. I have made my cursor very large and pink, so hopefully you can follow me. Those little tiny cursors are just kind of hard to see anyway. So we're going to come in. This is the home page on Canva, and it looks the same no matter if it's Pro or not. And I'm going to click Create a Design, and it'll come up here. We have all kinds of things, worksheets, logos, documents, Instagrams. I mean, if you want to do, the things that you need to do specifically, like a YouTube thumbnail or whatever, then it's already sized for their specifications. So that is good. But I'm going to kind of come down here to custom size, and we have height and width. And it starts to be in pixels. If you want to pick a certain size, you want to come to inches if you're in the US, centimeters or millimeters if you're somewhere else in the world. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick 8.5 by 11 because that's typically what I use. You might want to do 11 by 8.5 if you want it landscape, the orientation to be landscape. But I typically will do 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to click on that. So here we go. I got things trying to pop up. So here we are. We have our page at 8.5 by 11. There we are. And I'm going to come over here to elements. And since I usually like a rounded edge, you can put in shapes up here. You can put in rectangle or square or whatever you like. Put in rectangle, and it's going to come up with these anyway. This one has an already rounded corner. Don't worry that it's gray. And for my A5 size, I do mine 5 by 7. So I'm going to grab that little corner grab thingy, whatever it's called, and we're going to make it, and we're going to size it to 5 by 7. So we're going to get it over here to 7, drag it down to 5, and we are good. Now you can get it to where it's almost centered or kind of centered or whatever. There we go. That looks pretty good. Now, I want my outside border. I'm going to come up here where those 3 little lines are. That's a thicker, thinner, and thinnest line, and it'll tell you border style. I usually do my borders at about 8. Some people like them bigger. Some people like them smaller. Be sure to hit enter. Your corner rounding, if you want it rounded, this comes in at a 38 right here already, which is kind of what I like, and it matches my corner rounder punch. So I'll leave that at that size. If you wanted it square, you tell it 0 and it would be square, so it's okay. Or if you picked the square shaped, it'll stay square. I'm going to change the inside color to no color. I don't want it to have a color at all. And the outside, I can probably change it later. We can pick a color. There's no pictures in here just yet, so I don't have anything for it to pull from. We'll just leave it black for now. So if you wanted to do like a Happy Thanksgiving or November, Grateful November or whatever, you could go ahead and put in some text, but you probably want to do some pictures first. So if you wanted to come over here and find like maybe a turkey outline, just to get an outline of a turkey that's kind of cute. And we're going to say we want to see them all. And there's all kinds of these coloring book turkeys in here. Or you could pick one that's already colored. These are all with the pro, with the little crown. Those are all pro elements. Those are not free elements. This one right here is a free element. It doesn't have that little crown. So if you didn't want to get the pay for the pro elements, then let's see what we can find. Oh, here's a pretty turkey. That's kind of an old-fashioned looking turkey that reminds me of some candles we had when I was a kid. So we can pull this. Now, if you wanted to do a roll and save and just do the pictures of the turkeys and maybe pumpkins, you could do like every other one. Let's do a pumpkin outline. Let's see, KIN, pumpkin outline. And let's see if we can find, there's a free one. But when you look at these, sometimes I like the free ones better. Like this is a cute one with the vine and a couple of leaves. I like that one, and it's a free one. So don't think you have to invest. I think it's $110 for Canva Pro. I'm going to try to size this down to about 1 inch. Here we go. Now, this is where it gets kind of interesting, and I think we're probably a lot of us. Let me close this. We don't need that right now, but I do want to zoom this in because my old eyes, y'all. I have a hard time seeing things these days. Here we go. Here, I'm just going to put this way on purpose, and I know it's going to drive some of y'all crazy, and that's okay. I will fix it, and I will show you how to fix it, I promise. So let's say we're going to duplicate that again, and we're going to move them around. And let's say I want to make 2 rows. Here we go. And I'm going to duplicate this a couple of times so I can put these here. I think you get the idea, right? You see where I'm going with this? And maybe, one more. Let's do one more, just for the fun of it. And duplicate him one more time. Now, here's the thing. These are nowhere near in order. They're not in line. They're not in anything. So I'm going to hold it. You can't see my keyboard, but I'm going to hold down my Shift key and collect all of these. Click on all of them with your Shift key down, okay? Then we're going to come up here to position. See that right there? And it's going to bring all this up over here. We're going to scroll down. Now we're in the arrange side. If you do layers, it'll tell you all the layers where you can find things. So if you get a whole bunch of things going and you're trying to click on something to change it and it won't let you get to it, come over here to layers and find it. Then you can tell it, I want to bring it to the front so you can actually grab it and get hold of it. We're going to come over here to space evenly, and we're going to hit tidy up. And you should see this just hop in line with one another. And I think I missed getting this in with all the other little friends. I must have missed it. I thought I got them all. I guess not. Now, it may go wonky. Nope. Looky there. Isn't that the most wonderful thing? And now I'm not trying to figure out, well, how far is it in between? Is it 0.6 inches? Or how far is it? Those are not at all lined up. There we go. Now we can group them. So if I want to move this line as a whole group down, I can. I can center it there where that red line is. Then I can group these as well. So let's say, wait a minute, I've got room. I can now put in a 3rd row. Now we can get that lined up. Now this group we want to duplicate again, but it's not going to let me flat out duplicate it. So I'm going to do a copy, Control C, paste, Control V, and it'll give us another one. There we go. Now sometimes if you try to do that same tidy up business, with more than one row, it just goes bonkers. So watch yourself on that and just be real careful. But if you look at this, it'll say it's 0.26 between each group. So you are good. You're lined up vertically and you have the same distance between each of the groups. So we are good. Now, I'm going to come over here to text, and it will automatically come up with Canva Sans. I think I'll pick just a subheading so it's just not so ginormous. We're going to move it up here, and we're going to say Thanksgiving blessings. How's that? And we'll change the size to much smaller. We'll try 18. That's not going to be big enough, I don't think. Now, some of my favorite fonts are fonts that I've gotten other places, and I've downloaded. And that'll be a whole nother lesson on how to download if you haven't already figured that out. But the free fonts that are in here are awesome. They really, really are. This Century Expanded right here is really nice. It's a pro element that's in Canva. What does it look like? That's a nice font. That's a really, really nice font. And you just kind of have to play, hunt, and choose. These are all the ones I've downloaded. A bunch of these are. Or you can come in here and put a type, or if you wanted a handwriting style. And it's going to give you different kinds that are in here. This Playpen Sans is a free font. Playwright US Modern. Also, oh, that's a pretty one. I like that one. I may have found a new favorite. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and I am going to duplicate that because I think I want to put in here that is a savings challenge. And I want to make this, oops, it would help if I spelled savings correctly, wouldn't it? There we go. Let's see what this Playwright US Traditional looks like. Well, that's kind of cute, but I don't really like it. You never know. This Brittany's a cute one. There we go. That's a cute one. Let's make it bigger. Since it's scripty, it can stand to be a little bit larger. Let me blow this up a little so we can all see it. Let's close that. We don't need that right now. And let us move this where it looks pretty. I don't know. You just kind of have to play with it and see where it looks best to you, what you like. I usually kind of try to loop the different letters together. Whatever looks nice. Okay, so since this is a Thanksgiving challenge, let's see about changing this maybe to an orange. And they do have a default orange down here. If you don't like that, you can pick another color. If we had picked, let's just say, if we picked this pumpkin here, let's just say, it would give us that option, or it should give us that option for that color if you liked it. So you scroll down and it'll show you the photo colors. Now these are all the same thing because it's all one color, but if you wanted to, you could match it. Now maybe you didn't like the picture because it doesn't really fit with what you're doing, but you like the color. Okay, that's fine. Now you can get rid of it. There you go. Now you've got a pretty color that you like. Now what I would say is you can come over here and maybe put a little bit of body text. Again, it's going to be smaller, and say it's a roll and save. Roll and save. If you like the Canva Sans for something really simple and basic, that's fine. I kind of like it for some things like this. And just to kind of tuck it over here, I would put my logo probably in this corner. Normally, I would do that. And see, is it going to let me pick it? There we go. This is a much larger cursor than normal. If you have a name that you like to use, let's see, let's add a text box. It'll be tiny, but that's okay. I'm going to put at Windmill Ridge Budgets. But maybe turn it sideways. I could do it, you know, horizontally as well. Use that little, here, hold on. Let's make it bigger so I can grab it. I have this huge cursor. Here we go. Pull it over here. Here we go. And I might do this in Brittany as well, since it is a nice scripty font. Here we go. Let's see if we can grab. That's not what I wanted to do, ma'am. Put that back like you found it. Thank you. Here we go. Now, one of the things that Canva has done is this little menu thing kind of stays there now, which does sort of get in my way, but that's okay. Now, let's say if we turn this and made it be Brittany as well, because, you know, maybe you like, I don't like that one for that, though. Don't really, that one will do, I think. And it'll size it for whatever size of your window. It's a little heavy, but that's okay. For this, that's just fine. If you wanted to turn it horizontally, all you have to do is use that little gadget, put it to 0 degrees. There we go. And then grab it and bring it down. You could put that there if you wanted to. I don't know that that got centered. There we are. Now we're centered. There. All right. So now, since I didn't put that up here, we'll just move that over. How's that? Now, here's the other thing. Are you ready? We can take this little love and we can duplicate this border. Now, I usually do my borders for the A6 size right at 3.2 or so by 6.23, maybe it's 3 by 6 something, I forget, 3.1, maybe it's 3.1, by about, it doesn't really matter. There's really a variance in sizes on everybody, so that's 6.1 by 3.2, which is what they're showing there. And then I'll come up here and make sure it's lined up, because I like when I cut them out to have one long cut if I can. All right, so now we'll copy this here. We'll duplicate it. And, you know, honestly, you could, if you wanted to, duplicate the whole thing and just squash it down. But it may or may not come down to the size you actually want. But we can group these. If you like the spacing right here of where you put those, you can group them so you don't have to try to guess. Where did we have that? Yeah. And you can do that. If you like the size still, even on the smaller challenge, then you can still leave it. Oh, you know what? I didn't mean to just move it. I meant to duplicate it. Silly me. Silly me. Okay, now, here's where that layer thing's going to come in. Okay, so this particular text is not wanting to let me click on it. Did you notice that? Yeah, I just moved that all over the place. But anyway, here we go. So we're going to come over here to position. When you're going to find that right there where those 3 dots are, position. We're going to come over here to layers. And what we are going to do is find the one that says Thanksgiving blessings. And it'll bring up this duplicate, which is what I should have done a while ago. Silly me. There we go. I will say, in Canva, you have to be okay with playing with it. You have to be okay with it not being absolutely perfect the first go, because there's a lot of tweaking that happens. So, duplicate. We're going to duplicate that. Here we go. Now, for the small one, you might not have room for all of these. So, I'm going to copy one of the rows and bring it down. And obviously, it will not fit, but you can squash it. Looky there. You can squash it to fit. Squash. Technical term, I think. And we'll get one of these. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Well, it's not going to cooperate, so I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste. And we're going to bring it down here. Now, if you wanted to make it be in every other little thing, you could. And I don't even know what size this was. How big was that anyway? That was at, let's see, I made it a little bit bigger just then. So it's about 5.7 by 0.9. So if we made this one 5.7 by 0.9, there we go. There we are. We could move this over to be every other one, roughly. And then it moved. There we go. I'm going to ungroup it. And I think I'll get rid of one of these turkeys. Now, you might want to keep all the turkeys. And you can, because it's your challenge. You can do whatever you like. So we're going to take these, and I kind of like the spacing of all of these, so I'm just going to do that, and we're going to group the whole kit and caboodle. Move her up, just because things do kind of tend to need to be a little closer on the smaller size challenge. Now, it's snapping to a certain place, and I'm just going to zoom in because I've got more leeway with it than I would if I was zoomed out. And there we go. You now have an A5 and an A6 challenge done with free elements. You don't have to have Canva Pro. You can do this. You can do this on your own. And if you decide that you want to use the free elements that come in there, come with Canva, and if you want, like, some of the templates are pro items and some of the design features are pro items. If you decide you want to do that, then you can. So anyway, so that's kind of cute. I like that. That may be a freebie, y'all. Y'all might see that as a freebie in my Google Doc or in my Ko-fi, because I've got the Ko-fi. I just don't really have anything over there just yet. So anyway, what do you think? What else would you like to see me make for you? I can show you how to do like a, I don't know, I shut the box, because sometimes the lines, to get the lines just right, or to get the numbers inside the little boxes, that can be a nightmare. And so with just a few little tricks, you can do it too. I promise you, this is not rocket science. So, I mean, we're not launching the space shuttle or anything like that. You can do this. So here we go. In less than 30 minutes, we have 2 sizes of challenges made. So I'm excited. So tell me what you think. Let me know. And if you'd like to see more tutorials, I'll be happy to see what I can do. All right, guys. Y'all take care. Be safe out there. Love on one another. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.